In today's game, we are going to study a game played between Fabiano Caruana and Daniel Naroditsky. I might not be spelling the name correctly, but Daniel is the right one. So Fabiano Caruana was white and Daniel was black. And in this game, we are going to look at the Ruy Lopez Morphy defense, modern stance, Stenit's, I think it is Stenit's defense. So let's start with our game. Fabio Grano opted for e4. Daniel replied with e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop b5. And this is the start of the Ruy Lopez. And it is a very famous opening, and there is so much theory in this line. So here a6, the main move, bishop to a4 and d6, and this is called the modern Steinitz variation. Modern Steinitz defense, Morphy defense. From here, after d6, modern Steinitz defense, Morphy defense is started. Here the main move is c3 here, but Fabiano Caruana opted for castle. Bishop d7, the standard reply, and c3, the main reply over here, and knight f6. Black is going to play this structure to bishop pawn to g6, bishop g7, knight f6, and he's going to castle over here. And he's trying to will try to play whether on the king side or whether on the queen side. So knight f6 was played in the game, and after that rook e1, first protecting this pawn over here. Before that, for example, I'm going back to let you have a look over here. Okay, let's continue with the game. I missed that something. Rook e1, g6, standard, going to find c2 and castle. d4, taking control of the center. Bishop g7, knight d2, bd2, and e into d4. It is basically not a new move in the game. And this position has arisen in different move orders in different games, but in the opening sequence of the lines, here the standard move is castle over here, and after that h3 is being played, stopping this bishop to coming over here and pinning this knight over here to this queen, and rook e8. This was the standard reply as being played in the past, but in the game e into d4 was immediately played. After that, c into d4. Here, if you look at the position, white has controlled all the center, and black is going to hit indirectly the center by these pieces, and black's pieces are developed, whereas white's these two pieces are not developed, and white will have to think that how to play this bishop and where to move this knight over here. So our castle h3 was played and knight e4, asking white to exchange this bishop, dark square bishop, as here white's bishop is more active than black's bishop. And here black had a plan in his mind, and that was that He says that this square d3 is a weak square, and it is better to place this knight over here on d3 by playing the moves like c5 and c4, and supporting c by playing the move b5. This was the plan in black's mind. So bishop into d7, queen into d7, and queen b3 was played, stopping this idea of black over here. Here, Daniel thought what to do. Whether to immediately bring this knight over here, or provoke white to play this move a3 over here. And he went with the idea that he should provoke white to play the move a3 over here by playing the move a5. After that, a3, and now knight d6. The idea behind this move was playing this move a5 was that he is going to play the move he was going to play the move a4, then going to play the knight to a5 and to b3. This was the idea behind playing the move a5. Knight f1, rerouting the bishop to g3 and vacating the square for bishop to play whether to e3 or whether going to pin this knight on g5. a4 was played, going with the idea, queen d3 and knight a5. Here white had the problem that where to develop this bishop, whether to d2, but knight is coming to d3, or e3, but it is going to stop this rook, active rook, from controlling this half open file. So here Fabi went for bishop g5. After that, knight b3 was played. Computer says this is a dubious move, but this is okay move. There is no issue with it. Computer says it was better to play over here d5 and e5 by white. But this move, knight to b3, was also okay. Because Daniel had a plan in his mind. He wanted to hit this d4 pawn by this knight on b3. So we go back with our game where knight b3 was played. After that, rook a d1 and h6. Asking this bishop that what are you going to do with it? And here Fabi had to thought that where to move this bishop. If he moves his bishop to f4, then knight h5, threatening this bishop. Bishop will go back over here, and this bishop is going to get opened. If the bishop goes back over here, bishop to e3, then this rook's file is being closed. And Fabi want to keep this file open for his rook. And if he goes bishop to d2, sorry, if goes his bishop to d2, then this rook is blocked. So he took the knight over here, bishop into f6, bishop into f6, and knight 1 d2. Instead of it, it was better to go with another plan, and that was to play the move h4, g3, and then as white does not have light square bishop, and then move this king to the g2, and then for the middle game it can go, or in the end game it can come to the center immediately. But the move played in the game is also okay. After that, knight a5 was played. Here Daniel thought that his knight is on b3 is doing nothing, and there he had a plan. He had a plan that he might go to for c5 by bringing his rook over here on d8, and then he could play this move, knight to c6, or simply he could go for b5 over here and then place his knight over here on c4. A very nice scare. This was the plan behind bringing this knight to a5. After that, knight b1 was played. Fabi also want to reroute his knight to a better scare, and that was knight c3, from where it controls this d5 scare. And Fabi wants to play this move, actually, e5. But he wants to place his pieces at the best scares possible first. So b5 was played in the game. Daniel is going with his plan. Queen c2. Fabi just judged that what he is going to play. Daniel, that is going to play the move knight c5. Then he will immediately go for knight to d2. Now where your knight is going to go after that, when I played this? Because after that move, for example, we take a look at this. If I go over here and knight comes, sorry, my software is not working. I am going to explain it with the arrows. That knight over here, and knight if again goes back here, then this pawn moves to b3, and white exchanges this pawn. This was the concept of the Fabi in the game. So here bishop b7 g7 first. The reason behind this move was that he did not want to give white the tempo on this bishop on f6. So he first played the move bishop g7 first. So knight c3 was played in the game, and c3, c6, making this chain. And now he is going to play the move knight c5. Sorry, c4. And if you try to shatter this chain by playing the move like d5, then this bishop is going to be fully active, and this would be a W's move. So e5 was played by Fabi. This was the time now to open up this position. Here Daniel made a good move actually. The point was that white to take this pawn immediately in the center, and after that this queen is threatened, and where this queen is going to go, and this bishop will be blocked by this pawn on e5. So he remained the tension where it was, and he played the move rook f e8. After that, knight e4 was played, threatening this pawn that I am going to take this pawn with the knight. And still here, Daniel kept the tension live in the game, and he played the move knight c4. Sorry, just a moment. Knight c4 here. Now e into d6 and knight into d6. After that, knight e5 was played, and this is somewhat a tricky move. e5. Here, Daniel thought for around about 10 to 15 minutes that where to place the queen. As he moves his queen to anywhere, then this knight is going to fall. He can't move this queen to over here on c7. Then this pawn on c6 is going to fall. And he came up with a great idea, and that was that this knight was pinned to this queen. So he played the move queen f5. After that, g4 was played, immediately hitting this queen over here. And now queen to e6. That if you are going to take this pawn or knight, okay, I'm going to take it with the queen. If you bring your knight to f3, then I might take this your knight. No problem. If you want to do exchanges, I am going to do the exchanges. So Fabi went into a roundabout great thinking over here for 10 minutes expectedly, and he played the move knight c3. And computer says it is a mistake, but I don't think that it is a mistake. This is okay move. Here computer says that it was better to play the move knight into d6, queen into d6, then knight into c6, and rook e1 check, rook into e1, and bishop into d4. This is a tricky position because after knight into d4 and queen into d4, this game is going for a draw. The position is completely equal. And Fabi was playing with white and he did not wanted the draw over here. So he played the move knight c3, and I go with the Fabi's idea that his position is still better. Then why he should went for draw over here. Rook a c8 was played, protecting this pawn on c6. Rook e2, doubling the rooks over here. So it was better to move this. Now this was the critical situation over here, that where to move the queen. Queen can't be moved here, queen can't be moved over here or here. Queen can't move over here. It does not do anything over here on f6. So here Daniel came up with an idea that he is going to exploit this pawn on b2. And how he could do that? These two pawns he is going to exploit, a3 and b2. So he came up with the plan that he is going to exchange the queens over here, and after pawn takes, then he could move this pawn to c5 immediately, and this pawn is over here and this pawn can't be touched immediately. This was the idea behind the Daniel's plan. So he played the move queen b3, and white did not have any better option to take this queen over here. So he took the queen, pawn into queen, and king g2, bringing the king to center. Now it's time. And c5, and Daniel went with his idea immediately. That after this exchange and this knight over here, and white would have to take this knight and pawn into pawn, this would be a proper chain of pawn which could not be hit immediately, and black in long run would be able to take this pawn, this white's pawn. So d into c5 and knight c4. Now you may think of it that is there any better move than this over here? There might be an idea, but that is also an equal one, that you could move your knight to d3, and after bishop takes into knight and pawn into knight, then this pawn might be vulnerable. But in that instance, black could also take this pawn, and his rook could bring over here and take this pawn also, and black could take these two pawns, and game will be equal. So Fabi went for knight into c4, sorry, knight into c4, rook into e8, and knight into e2. Here computer says that this is a dubious move, but I say that it is okay move. Computer says that knight b6 first was better, hitting this rook over here. After that, bishop into c3 and knight into c8, and bishop into this pawn on b2, and after that rook d3, hitting this pawn over here. There is a problem with my software, so I am not unable to show you the moves on the board, but I am giving you the ideas behind them. So we go back with our game, knight into e2 and b into c4. Here actually Fabi made a blunder. If you look at this position, it was better to bring this knight over here first, because black is threatening to take this pawn over here. So it was better to take this, bring this knight over here, and if bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight, then you can cover this pawn over here. In that time period, king can come over here and threatening this pawn on c4. So the better idea was to play the knight to c3. But here Fabi went for rook c1, and that was actually a mistake. After that, bishop into c2, bishop into b2, and rook into c4, and bishop into a3. Now this pawn on c5 is threatened twice. So Fabi played this pawn to c6, and now b2 over here. Knight c3, stopping this pawn from winning. And here, this was a critical moment. Daniel had around about 10 minutes on his clock, and he came up with a great idea, and that was that his bishop is doing nothing over here, and this pawn is not immediately threatened. So is there a way to develop this bishop to a better square? And he came up this idea, and then he bishop to f8, then to bishop g7, and then he is going to protect this pawn. And this idea of his to turn the tables actually. Here already black is a tempo down, but after this idea, black was completely in driving seat and winning. So bishop f8, knight b1, and bishop g7. Now see, this bishop is more active over here than on a3 square. After that, king f3 was played to bring the king to the center and protect this pawn, and then going to hit this pawn with the rook. So after king f3, black also wanted to activate his king and try to exchange this pawn by his rook over here. But here black was fast instead of white. The reason behind is that you may know now, you may know after the analysis of this future moves. King f8, h4. Here, white played the move h4 because he came up, after great calculation, he knew that if he moves to king to e4, king to e7, then king to d5, then the problem is that after rook d8 check, king had to move, and king will move to whether c4, and this rook will go to d1, immediately hitting this knight. You can't move this pawn immediately because then this king will move to immediately over here. This pawn can be stopped. So that's why white wanted to counter on the king side first, and he played the move h4. After king e7, h5, king d6. Now he's threatening to take this pawn. H into g6, f into g6, rook b4. White is going to lose this pawn. There is no way he can protect it. So he moved the rook to active square white by playing this rook on this line, on this file. So rook into c6, rook b7, hitting this bishop over here, and bishop 2, which is the best square for bishop. f6, no. This d4, no. So the bishop's best square was bishop to e5, controlling this square and this diagonal, and stopping black from coming to dark squares. So bishop e5, knight d2 was played, and rook c2, controlling this rank and making the rook active. So if knight moves, then this is going to queen after rook this, rook to c1. So where we protected this knight with the king, king e3, and now king c6 first, hitting this rook over. The rook has two squares, three squares over, total four, three squares over here, or four squares over here. The reason behind to move this rook first was that if rook goes over here, then this rook gives the check, and king had to move in here, and then this rook can go over to here, threatening this bishop on e5. So first taking these both squares from the white, Daniel played the move king to c6. Rook b3 was played, and rook c3 check, taking the last thing of the white's position. Rook into c3, bishop into c3, and knight b1. And now this knight is controlled completely by this move bishop b4, and this knight can't move anywhere because all these squares are protected by this bishop. And black is going to make this a passed pawn. f4 was tried. You can't play this move immediately because white is going to play this move immediately. So this is the end game. I will make lectures over it end game. The reason behind is that why you can't make this move h5 immediately, that your king is not in the square. This is the square. So first thing is that bring the king to this square, then this pawn can be stopped. And then you could play this move h5. So king d5 first. coming here, stopping this king, come over here on e4 or d4, and now this king, black king, is in this rectangular square. Now he can push this pawn h5, and if white pushes this, then this pawn could be stopped. This is the reason behind this. Keep that in your mind when you are playing endgame. So king d3, h5, f5, h into g4, f into g6, and king e6. Now this pawn can be stopped easily. King e4 was played and g3 was played, and king f3, and now bishop d6, protecting this pawn. And this pawn is also being protected. Knight can't do anything about it, and king is going to capture this pawn over here. And here at last Fabi resigned the game. This is a beautiful game in the live Lucas, and you have understood the opening, middle game, and especially the end game concepts in this game. I hope you enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed it, kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button and like the video. Thank you very much.